First of all, folks, I would like to welcome some of our dignitaries here tonight. I see fellow devil dog Tim Whalen in the house here. Stand up, Tim, please. Thank you, sir. We also have two selectwomen. Got to say that correctly. Carol Sherman. Carol. And John Cotton. John around? Thank you, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the coolest parts of the show. First of all, I would like all active duty servicemen, service ladies, and veterans, please stand. Please continue to stand. The spouses of active duty service and veterans, please stand. If you have a family member who's served, please stand. And I hope I get this fixed where everybody is standing. For those who support in the community veterans, please stand. Well, that's just about everybody. Please have a seat. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bo Swayze, and I'm a United States Marine. Semper Fi. It is my great honor and privilege to be your master of ceremonies for the next few hours. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a little laughing. We're going to do a little crying. But we're here as a family. Each one of you are here for a reason, to support Heroes in Transition. God bless you and thank you. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Three of my favorite lines, actually three favorite words, from Gunny Highway and Heartbreak Ridge. For those who have gone through what we have for the last 2 years, we have definitely improvised and adapted and overcome. And that's because of you folks. As you can tell from this hat and this twang, I am not from around these parts, folks. I am from the great state of Texas. I know you Cape Codders call us like Washer-shores. I've been up here for about 5 years now, and I live in West Yarmouth with my lovely wife, Lori, of 20 years. And my cat, Hogan, who is like 20 years old, but he couldn't make it tonight, so. I work for Codcom Radio Group. For those who know that, that is Pixie 103, Frank FM, Coffee FM, and of course, the new one, Y101. My business is to bring new business to your business. 4 years ago, I approached a young lady over at Sandwich Hollows Golf Course by the name of Juliet Swift. We came up with this idea of doing an incredible golf tournament, but I wanted to do it for a veterans group. We bounced some ideas around, and I was like, why don't we throw guns involved in it too? It's a Marine thing, you know? So I went and saw my good buddies over at Cape Gunworks, Brendan Brinklin and Toby Leary. And you know, guys, when you want to get something done, you go to those guys. So we got together and we started talking. Hey, let's put this together, let's put that together. And, we got a little bit of like, hey, that ain't gonna work up here, guys. This is Cape Cod. You can't do guns in golf. You kidding me? You can do that in Texas. We do that all the time down there in Texas. We actually shoot the golf balls. Well, we didn't listen, and we developed a 2-day tournament. One day was going to be on September 10th, and the next day was September 11th. We had an incredible event. Only had about 60 golfers the first 2 years. We had a really cool helicopter come and land, for those who got to remember that. So after COVID hit, we were kind of stuck. We were like, where are we going now? What are we going to do? We can't do a golf tournament this year. Well, my good buddy over at Yarmouth Golf, Scott Gilmore, said, hey, Brother Bo, what's it going to take for me to get this golf tournament over here? I said, man, you got to give me a whole day. You got to let me sell it out. He goes, you think you're going to sell out 150 folks? Sure enough, folks, we sold that out with 6 weeks left to go. 150 golfers. It was the most incredible event I've ever been involved in. Now, we split up the guns in the golf this year. I don't know why, but we had to scoot them a little farther apart because September 11th was much more of an important day for us. And we sold that out too, thanks to you guys. Thanks to Steve and GFM and Fairway Financial. Sorry, Steve, had to get that together. Harborview, Cape Gunworks for all you guys did. I appreciate it. This only would have happened without you guys. Couldn't have done it. Now, we at Top Shot Invitational, we had to figure out the charity that we wanted to give our money to. So when we were developing this, I invited, actually, Juliet invited us to meet with Miss Cyndy Jones. Cyndy showed up, told us about this incredible opportunity for us to be involved with them. That day changed my life. I only wish I could have met Captain Jones. I have never seen more fire, determination, and hunger to strive more than Cyndy Jones. At the end of our golf tournament this year, folks, Cyndy wrote me a letter. I carry that, actually I leave that letter sitting right next to my Bible, next to my bed. And I'm going to read a small part of it. This is what Cyndy wrote me. As Nicole and I would pass some golf carts, I would get a delicious whiff of an incredible cigar. And the memories of my husband and my son came right to mind. Bo, the vision of you on the 7th hole sitting in your golf cart with a Marine Corps hymn blaring, a cigar in your hand, will remain with me well into my last days. And in parentheses, she said, you're my favorite Marine. That's huge. I kind of got that going for me now, so I got that on paper. But Cyndy has other favorites too, folks. She has her favorite soldier. She has her favorite sailor. She has her favorite airman, her favorite Coast Guardman or woman. And even eventually, she will have her own favorite space cadet. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Guardian. Guardian. Gotta figure that out. So to my fellow veterans, active duty, friends and family, we're here to celebrate tonight. We made it, and we're going to continue to go. This is the 12th annual Heroes in Transition Gala. So in closing, would you please stand? And assist me on the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Please stand, folks. I have the great privilege of bringing up to the stage Miss Cheyenne Hendricks, who is a Mashpee Middle High School senior, and she will be singing the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. And oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? No, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated, ladies and gentlemen. I also would like to call up to the stage right now retired Lieutenant Colonel, Air National Guard Chaplain, David Berube. And Vegas.
Thank you. I invite you to pray with me. Gracious God, we are grateful today for all the blessings of our lives, for family and friends, for the beauty of creation around us, for vocations and avocations that help us find meaning and purpose in our journey through this world. Help us every day to find and rejoice in our blessings. Help us consider them as gifts from your hand. And God, as we navigate a world that is also filled with sometimes considerable pain and challenge, we are especially grateful for the way our blessings manifest in those seated in this room and those they represent, the family of heroes in transition. Whether spouse or military comrade, child or canine, board member or donor or facilitator, human or horse, this family blesses each other with the love, care, and support each of us needs when and where it is needed most. Each moment of blessing in this family contains the seed of the next blessing, and we are amazingly grateful to see and experience the good and joy and healing they bring. So tonight, we come together to celebrate all those moments of blessing from this year's past and look forward to the seeds that will sprout in the year to come. And as we celebrate tonight, O God, We are mindful of our nation's military women and men who at this moment serve us around the world. Keep them safe and give their spirits peace. May we never forget those held prisoner or missing in action, and may we especially remember our fallen brothers and sisters. For all of them and their families, we ask the greatest sense of your presence, your peace, and your love. For it is in your holy name we pray. Amen.
You know, it took me about 5 months to figure out how I'm going to introduce this next young lady. She's been a friend, colleague, and this is about the only woman in the world that could motivate me to get out and do a ruck race at 54 years old, which I will be doing my first one this year, only because of her. Thank you to Kristen Alexander, who is my fitness coach. I got Jill over there as my sight coach. We got a team, folks. We got a team. You know her as the executive director, my friend, Nicole Spencer.
He's taller than I am. I heard that, Dad. He did say everyone's taller than I am. He might be right. I'm not. Okay. It has been over 2 years, 764 days to be exact, since we last came together as a group, and it really does feel amazing. To be honest, so much has changed since COVID. And we were not sure what this night would actually look like. Would businesses be able to donate items for the silent auction? Would we get sponsors? How many people would come out to a live event? These and so many more questions came up as we continued to plan. And each question kept getting answered by a donation item, a reply card, a sponsorship, phone calls and emails of excitement that we are having one of the Cape's most inspirational nights of the year. And the almost 300 guests that we have here tonight, thank you all. There are many familiar faces in the crowd, friends, ruckers, sponsors, supporters, volunteers, active military members, veterans, families, and there are also so many new faces. This entire room makes up the Heroes in Transition family. I think you might have heard that once or twice already tonight. Tonight would not have happened without the continued support of many local businesses. And I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, the Goosey Fund, Devadyne, Asset Management Resources, Whiteley Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Chapman Funeral Homes, the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod, Delbrook, the Law Office of Boyd & Boyd, the Barnstable County Sheriff's Office, Roach Brothers, the Valley Group, SG Custom Homes, East Bay Grill, and last but not least, a special thank you to this year's community partners, Cape Cod Retractable and the Cape Cod 5 Foundation. We would also like to thank the staff here at the Seacrest tonight. We have been blessed with amazing support and generosity from so many local businesses, clubs, and organizations. Each year, Heroes in Transition is the beneficiary of many outside events that raise both awareness and funds for our organization. These leaders take on the difficult task of organizing an event from start to finish. We are so grateful for these groups who support our work and understand our mission. Their success goes directly to the veterans, active duty members, and military families we serve. As we begin our 12th year, we would also like to thank our board of directors that continue to work tirelessly to spread our mission and assist with our programs, fundraisers, and events. Thank you, Cyndy Jones, Mike Prosek, Jill Blanchard, Tony Dingman, Kristen Boyd, David Nunheimer, Tony Schiavi, and our new directors, Savannah Fabio and Cindy LaRoe. The 10-plus programs and events that you will hear more about tonight that we offer our veterans and active duty couples, spouses, and military families. These programs are run by what we know to be the best facilitators on the Cape and beyond. Casey and Aaron Van Huysen, Marie Bartram, and John and Kristen Alexander. Thank you for dedicating your time, talents, and hearts to those we serve. And finally, to our amazing gala team, who always goes above and beyond to make this event a huge success. Please stand when I call your name, as we would like everyone to see who truly made tonight happen. Sorry, I know you don't like to, but please do. Co-chairs Kristen Boyd and Sarah Daly. Mike Prosek, Wendy Boyd, Lori Raber, Maria Raber, Consuelo Carroll, Amy Rulo, Lori Moran, Bo Swayze, Chris Kazarian, Ryan Weber, Kathy Mayo, Amy Abercrombie, Maureen Paul Gogan. You have all created this special evening, and we are so very thankful for the literally hundreds of hours you have put into tonight. You did it. It's easy for me to stand up here and tell you all about the programs and events that we offer, but we are lucky enough to have our participants share their experiences with you tonight. So please, sit back and smile, and listen and see how your generosity has helped those we serve.
I think the most fundamental thing about Heroes, it's kind of like the old Cheers show. It's a place where everybody will get you. If you have been in the military or you are a military spouse, this is a place where you can go that people who don't know your particular story know your story. It's a place where you can be comfortable in that. I think that's the biggest benefit, just to be with people who will understand you, who understand your life context, and you can just be yourself and enjoy yourself and do some interesting things along the way. And it's there because some incredibly generous people see that as a value and have given us these great gifts that are great blessings to be able to take care of ourselves.
This is the first duty station I've been to which didn't have a large military presence. There's only 60 soldiers, where usually I'm on an installation that has, 10,000 soldiers. Reboot provided women, veterans, and if their spouse was in the military, tools to help them deal with just everyday life. And I feel like everyday life is already hard, but then being on top of that, adding the military along with it, gives it another kind of edge. And so it provided some modalities to help women. So yoga, mindfulness, meditation. We all kind of got vulnerable like day one. And I think once you become vulnerable, you just kind of become closer automatically, talking about things that have happened to you. Other people were dealing with the same thing that I felt. And I felt like we were able to just day one, just kind of just unleash all of these things that we were like holding on to.
And I always thought, what a tragedy that someone puts their life on their line, they go to a foreign country in a hostile conflict, and then they come home and they lose the very relationship that they were seeking to protect. And so very deep down, and as a veteran myself, just being able to be here for the men and women who have put on the uniform, have been willing to answer the call, that if I can come and just give them some tools and some skills to help them communicate, to work through the rough parts of their relationship so they can really have and enjoy the life and the liberty and the pursuit of happiness and the joy of life for the reason that they put the uniform on.
I've actually never gone shooting, so we got to do the Cape Gunworks event. That was kind of awesome because it brought me to his world, and I've always wanted to, but it's like an intimidating thing to shoot a gun if you've never shot one.
It's fun to see her excited to learn something that I've done, and it also forced me outside of my comfort zone, definitely, because I had to use language that she would understand, that I could talk to another veteran about that she wouldn't.
I was like eating it up. I loved the knowledge and be able to like absorb his world, but then also to have the professional instructors and get that kind of feedback, and then be with other service members and see how they do and how they interact.
Thing that Here's in Transition has allowed us to do, the family camps, the horse camps, the couples retreats, but especially with the family camps, it's been the difference between our family not having any time away as a family, like going on vacation, things that most families do, it's not really possible. So with the horse camps, not only have we been able to get time away as a family, but Emily's been able to participate as well by getting on a horse herself and being supported. And that's just been wonderful to see her be able to participate in that. You don't want to miss the opportunity to make memories with your family. What you put into it and what you take out of it are two very different things, because you really don't put much of anything into it. But what you take away is relationships, new relationships with other people, other families, and just such fantastic memories for your kids. They take away so much more than anyone would ever even put in. I mean, I know Here's in Transitions puts a tremendous effort into these camps and these activities, but I think just the memories that the children take away are so much more than even the effort that is put into them. It's priceless.
You get in touch with these animals and you're around them, it's just everything else kind of melts away, all the worries, all the anxiety and everything else. I mean, there's nothing else you can really think about when you're around such an animal besides focusing on them and making sure that they're focused on you as well.
The Equine Warrior program is amazing because you get to deal with someone outside of yourself, outside of your family, and something that you don't get to do all the time, being around the horses and taking care of them and learning how to connect with them on a different level than just going and the horse already being tacked up and hopping on and riding. You're actually doing everything from turning them out in the morning, feeding them, haying them, cleaning them up afterwards, to learn how to use your energy positively really made the whole weekend really great for me. I felt a lot different coming home from that than going into it.
It is more than just the horses. So I just finished up a session with the group explaining to them about Reiki. And I went through a guided meditation with them to kind of just open them up, get everybody nice and relaxed and calm. So anybody that is ever feeling any worry, any pain, any fear, any negative emotions, trying to kind of teach them a technique that they can do every day or they can do as little as or as much as they want to do it, and they can practice healing themselves.
It was about creating a bond with her, you know, spending time with her. We did get to ride the horses, but it was all about getting a bond with this animal. When I first met this animal, she wanted nothing to do with me. And now she follows me around like a puppy dog. It's pretty cool.
They're the boots on the ground. They're the ones that have lived the service lifestyle and are now giving back. They are dedicated to the mission of Heroes. They're dedicated to the people who come to participate, and they are committed beyond just their every day-to-day life. It's a family feel in an organization that's larger than just a family.
You help people who are down in a slump a lot of times, who are people who, when they get out of that slump, turn around and do amazing things. So you really turn around lives to go back and give back. Because they originally joined a lot of times to do something that meant something. They hit a rock, they hit a stone, they ended up with, you know, some pretty bad trauma or whatever it was that caused them to have a roadblock, need a little help getting out of it. And then when they get out of it, they turn around and do some pretty wonderful things after they turn around from that.
The folks you're going to meet are phenomenal people, and the things you get to experience are just great opportunities, and it's well worth your time, and it will enrich your life.
I love Heroes in Transition because they're honoring military families and veterans all throughout the year.
It's worth it. It opens up a whole nother world for you that you probably don't expect or won't expect. Once you get involved with this program, you'll never feel alone ever again.
In 2009, when U.S. Marine Captain Eric Jones was brought home for the final time, I'm having a hard time tonight. His parents, Cyndy and Ken, knew they were going to do something to keep Eric's mission alive. Days later, they began Heroes in Transition by knocking on doors and telling Eric's reason for being a Marine and a helicopter pilot, to protect the troops on the ground. 12 years later, his dedication to their dedication to their son and all those who put on the uniform and their families, there has continued to change and save lives. Cyndy. Thank you for being so strong, for getting up every day and putting one foot in front of the other, and for keeping us all going. We are the HIT family, and each of us here tonight continue to keep Eric's mission alive. Ladies and gentlemen, co-founder and president Cyndy Jones.
Thank you. It's so wonderful to see everybody here tonight. It's a different venue, and we're kind of spaced out, and it's so I'm going to go back and forth. And it's really an honor to be here and to have you here and for your support. I wanted to start off first with a little bit of sad news. I know you all know, but we lost our treasurer this summer, Bill Zamra, and Bill was very special to us, and especially with the gala. For 12 years, for 11 years, Bill has been played a major role for our gala. He managed to take care of the venue for us, and then he became part of us. He became a member of the family, and actually Bill was very much my big brother. and I will miss his calls. It was not unusual for him to call me, and I'd pick up the phone, and he'd go, "Jonesy, what did you do now?" So I miss that, and I still hear his voice when I want to do something. And I just want to mention Bill and maybe a moment of silence for him. And I just want to handle some business. I don't know where Bo is, but Gina wanted to make a comment. Gina? Or, okay, I don't know. All right, so Cape and Islands Outreach wanted to announce a veteran town hall. No? Okay, forget it. Okay, anyways, I love this year's theme. I really do, Stronger Together. It came from our first couples retreat, and it kind of stuck with us, and it came from Kristen and John. However, being who I am, I just felt that there was more to that phrase to describe who we really are. Of course, a group of people are stronger together. A team can achieve so much more than just one. So that settled well with my understanding of Stronger Together, but there was still something about that within me that I had to go deeper. Stronger Together also means that there's an understanding in another one's needs. It takes true compassion to help each other. To have compassion, one must be willing to walk into another's sorrow or another's dark place. For compassion does not work when one only placates another's hurt. And true compassion can also be felt through shared experiences. And in the military world, this shared experience is a key to the ease of understanding one's anxiety. To bring men and women together with similar backgrounds, compassion becomes a commonplace. This is what we do at HIT. However, there was still something in me that nagged at me that it just didn't, I needed to go deeper. And then I recalled Ellen Berube's explanation of how HIT differs from other veteran groups. She told a group of donors in June about an intense, highly successful 2-week program. The bond was created among the group, but once the program was over, the bond was over. It dispersed. Then she explained that with Heroes in Transition, once you attend an ongoing programs, the participants find comfort in being with each other, and with the diverse opportunities to partake in, many come back, and suddenly this comfortable environment develops a deep trust level. And then you're part of that family, the HIT family. And that resolved my quest for the meaning of Stronger Together. It was the word family that I was looking for. Family has a deep meaning, a very deep meaning to me. It is a different kind of love. It is as close as one can get to the unconditional love in this realm. It is easy for all of us when the family members are happy, but it is in those times when it takes all effort to step up to that plate. When family members take on a caregiver mode, this is where the true colors are shown. And this is when our HIT family stands stronger together. As you witnessed in the video, we provide that family bond and also add those safety nets when needed. Through our resiliency courses, our equine therapy, retreats, private counseling, and any of our ongoing gatherings, HIT has been there for so many. And this is what you have provided for all of us. This HIT family has a mission, and we take it very seriously. It started 12 years ago when one person's mission ended and the HIT mission began. My son Eric flew his last mission on October 26th, and on October 28th, that mission was transferred to us. As you witnessed tonight, the work that we are able to accomplish is only because of you, our community sponsors, our community partners, our sponsors, and our donors. You are our matriarch. We can only carry on with your help. There truly are no words to express my deepest love and gratitude to all of you. You make it all possible for our team of altruistic workers to pass on that family bond. I want to share this message that was sent to us on October 26th. I had just lit a candle in the ancient church in Siena when I looked down at my phone and received a message. You talk about God's timing. This was God's timing. It was a tough day for me. But when I read it, I knew everything was exactly the way it was supposed to be. This is from a spouse who she and her husband attended our couples retreat back in 2018 and have been with us since. And I am so honored because they are here tonight. And I want to read to you what she wrote. We decided yesterday that we were going to bring our dog in today. We got her for Keith's emotional support dog to keep him in step through his daily battles, to keep him to get to a good point with himself. We also credit a lot of Keith's growth to HIT. I was scrolling down through Facebook this morning and saw the post from Heroes that it was Eric's 12th year anniversary today. We had no idea. It was like coming full circle. Her mission was complete thanks to the help of Eric's legacy. It was a sign that we were doing the right thing, and today meant to be the last day of her mission. We all have a mission from God. Eric, Ken, Bill, all the Anguses and Jeremys, and you and I. And our mission continues to be a family that he has created. In the words of Henry Nouwen, we are all children of God, brothers and sisters, and parents of the next generation. It is because of your support, because of your presence here tonight, Heroes in Transition will be able to continue its mission as family and stronger together. Thank you. I'd like to... Now, I have to tell you this story, that once when we had the first ruck race that was from Ground Zero to Cape Cod, we had 2 teams, and they ran through the night, 38 hours from unbelievable. And Nicole and I had watched the people, had the team come back, and we were observing people, and we saw John Alexander and how he related to a particular veteran that came to visit that day at my house. And Nicole and I sat afterwards and talked and said, you know, let's go talk to John. Let's have John come, because we were looking for a facilitator for the veterans. So we invited John to my house for a Sunday breakfast or Sunday coffee. And John came with Kristen, because they were always together. They are inseparable. And we sat down and we approached John, and John looked at us and said, well, and Kristen said, well, what about the spouses? So, and that started our couples program. We have John and Kristen together because they are a military family. They have been through it. John served in Desert Storm, and Kristen was the spouse of a soldier coming home. So we were so honored to have them, and they created and it built up a family for us. So please, they're going to share their story tonight, so I welcome John and Kristen Alexander.
All right, where's Nicole? It's a family thing, so thank you for starting the tears first. So if you know me, you know I have no problem talking, ever. I usually don't need a script. And timers I don't really pay attention to. But tonight, there is so much emotional connection to what we do and to everybody in this room, whether you know me or you don't, or you know John or you don't. So we'll be reading from a script. And I like to go first, so I'm going to go first. Okay? Shocker. So anyways, who is this guy? Well, first of all, he's taller than me. He's an Army veteran, 9 years, active duty, patrolling between East and West Germany. He joined the National Guard to go to college, and that's where he met his love of his life. He was deployed to the Gulf, got home, and gave me babies. And he is a police officer, and they're here, some of them. So, and police officer of almost 30 years, close to retirement.
So those of you that know us already understand this, but those who haven't met us yet, this is what Kristen refers to as the icebreaker.
It works.
Yep. So who is this girl? Well, she's shorter, as you can see. She's the spouse of a veteran. She's a police wife. She's a mom of 3 and a nana of 1.
2.
Okay, so 2. 1 incredibly perfect little human and a pup. And a pup. She's a natural health professional who owns and runs her own business, and she is my service wife.
Dude, okay, so before we go any further, like the service wife thing, whatever, are there any other pet names that are gonna come up? before we-
Babe, honey, muffin, rock star.
Stop, that's good, call me that.
All right. So Kristen's so in tune with the spouse that, like Cyndy said, that it was her drive to find a way to make sure that they weren't forgotten. And that's what started the spouses group.
Our spouses are the glue that holds life together. This group is built on connection, community, and an unspoken understanding of living the military life. We hold bi-monthly events that allow military spouses to connect with other military spouses. Some awesome friendships have been created, and the connection continues even outside of our events. These friendships and the relatedness they share are priceless. For some of our spouses, they met their partner after they served, so they didn't have the experience of the deployment, but are still trying to navigate through the after-deployment life. Through being around other military spouses, they have learned more about how to understand their veteran and can better walk beside them during those peaks and valleys. They quickly see how they can be stronger together. A few events we've done are stand-up paddleboard, apple picking, vision board workshops, and walking the Grace Trail. We also still meet virtually on our Saturday morning coffee chats. These chats have helped our spouses stay connected and have provided a safe space where they know that they'll be heard and they're understood in that unspoken way. Just some words from one of our spouses. This has been the closest connection I have ever felt with any military spouses. I had previously felt a disconnect, like being on the outside looking in. I felt my experience was unique and that my struggles were mine alone. Now I have friends that I look forward to seeing weekly and know I could call them at any time. I feel I have something to give to the group and much to gain from the group. I have come to truly appreciate these women and extremely grateful for our time together.
So even though she gets to go first, I need to back this up a bit and just let you know that it was the veterans group that came first.
Kinda.
And explain that similar to the spouses group, the veterans groups, we get together on a monthly basis. We have formed a bond similar to that of a unit. We hang out, we go to sporting events like baseball games and hockey games. We do outdoor events like fishing, hiking, and kayaking. We have other fun events like playing golf, going to the range, axe throwing. And in the process, we share our experiences. Some are trivial, most are funny, but we also share life-changing events, things that are only spoken of between people who trust each other. Brothers and sisters in arms, close friends and loved ones. Most, if not all of us, have not ever served together with one another here, but we have shared experiences, whether that's boot camp, branches of service, your MOS, your duty stations, or whatever. We're able to open up and talk about them. There's a built-in connection. I can explain to non-military people what it's like to serve. Maybe they get it, maybe they don't. And not everyone knows what it's like to deploy somewhere. So it's tough to explain those experiences any more than a combat vet can explain to me what it's like to be in a firefighter on a daily or a weekly basis. But we do talk to each other. And we talk to each other because of the connection. We listen to the stories, we support each other, we deal with the emotions involved, and in the process, we heal. The veterans group, with just like the couples and the spouses group, has created an environment of trust, connection. It's a space where we can share and support each other. It's taken on a character similar to that of a unit, or, as I like to describe, a tribe. I'm honored to say that many of these guys and girls are my friends. We get together at each other's houses and attend family events. I'm almost 54, and I'm obviously a soldier from a different era than these kids. So we've seen different places, we fought different enemies in different theaters, but what we share is much larger. It's our service to this country and our commitment to each other. I call them brothers and sisters, but I'm proud to call them my friends. I don't know why I saved this one for last, because I usually can't read it without breaking up, but
Tissue. I got your back.
I saved it for last because I usually can't read it without breaking up. But one of the participants who became a close personal friend wrote this, and these are his words. I don't often like to speak about my personal life or my faults. I think that it's the nature of the veteran in me. Heroes in Transition has saved my marriage, my family, and possibly my life. Prior to learning about Heroes, I was in a dark place in my life. Someplace that I never wanted to be and I never want to be again. After hitting my rock bottom, I found a flyer for HIT. And since being John and his wife Kristen and the other members of HIT, my life has changed. During the veterans events, I've come to trust John as a veteran, a friend, and a peer. Being able to talk openly, express my concerns, be able to talk about my feelings and what I'm going through personally as a veteran has been incredibly beneficial to helping me get out of that dark place in my life and being the person I want to be.
You're just awesome. So here's what's seriously wicked cool. You put together a veteran and a spouse, and you have a couple. Our couples group has literally been the grassroots of building both our veteran and spouses group. Building a community has been a huge part of creating trust with both our spouses and our veterans. And this is where Stronger Together was born. Our couples group, our baby, has also been built on connection, community, and that unspoken understanding of living a military life. Military couples are just different. And not everyone understands what sometimes has to go into just preparing to go out to be with people. We create our events with that always in the back of our mind. Not too many people in an environment that won't be overwhelming. We have done things like kayaking, bowling, scavenger hunts, hiking, drive-in date nights, and we even went virtually when physically being together wasn't possible. We were determined to keep this community growing and together. And of course, our couples retreats. These are weekends filled with learning new tools, team building, rediscovering relationships, and connecting with other military couples. And most importantly, and my people are gonna know this as soon as I say it, learning how to communicate about communicating. We have had couples that went en route to our couples retreat, were in conversation for divorce, that are now reconnecting and thriving. Couples that had no idea what survivor guilt was. Now, knowing and understanding what it is and that it's a real thing, they can now connect and identify those uncomfortable thoughts and feelings, and together they begin working through them. A couple at our first retreat stood off in the background, and just being physically there was all they could handle. And that was their first step towards being a part of a community. Now, they stand up and speak whenever I ask, and not just because they're afraid of me, because they want to speak too. And they speak in our groups, but they also help and lead others through struggles. Our couples retreats has helped so many of our couples learn how to communicate in ways that have them both on the same level while being able to truly be heard. Our retreats provide a safe space and community of trust and partnership because of the unspoken understanding of the military life. The openness that happens during our retreat weekends is something way, way outside the norm. And here's some words from one of our couples. I knew HIT would be good for him. What I didn't fully comprehend was how it would impact us as a couple and myself as a wife of a veteran. Our first retreat was life-changing. Hearing, seeing, experience the guidance, love, empathy, and real talk of John and Kristen validated our relationship to epic proportions. My husband and I met after his service. He confided in me that 2 of his best friends both died during the global war on terror. Through John and Kristen's efforts, my husband was able to learn about the concept of survivor guilt. These words and education and support that followed were life-changing for him. The HIT community that we discovered at our first retreat has not only supported and facilitated my husband to seek physical and mental health support in the VA, but also gave him the confidence to go back to school.
In keeping with the name Heroes in Transition, that's the bulk of our mission, transition. You know, we sign up, we go off to training, we join our units, and if we're in the Guard or the Reserves, it's somewhat easy. We think we got, 1 weekend a month, a couple weeks during the summer, and then you get activated and your life changes. I wouldn't say it's easy for us, but we focus on the mission at hand. We tune out the distractions like home and family and such, and we survive until it's time to rotate home. Easy, right? Sure. So now we're headed back home. We get back. Everyone splinters off to their families, their homes, their jobs, and that bond suffers a little. On top of that, we walk back into our own home where our spouse has been running things smoothly, I might add.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. And we're not able to turn off that feeling of always being on. Issuing orders or controlling and changing how things were done in our absence just causes friction. Without a chance to relax and share, we're left without a way to deal with those injuries and the issues that we carry. HIT events give us that opportunity.
So then there's the uniform. I don't know, it's not uncommon to be attracted to the uniform, correct? Yes, thank you. When we met, he was in uniform, and he's still in uniform. And I have to say that from the very beginning of our relationship, which is over 30 years ago, my vision of a military uniform went from cool and sexy to scary and lonely. Being married to someone who has been deployed is not the same as being married to someone who's been away on a business trip. When they're away, they're changing, and we're changing. We have no choice but to do all the things while living in a world of unknown. When they do come back, it's a merging of 2 worlds that used to be one, but are now unfamiliar and separate. The do what you're told and ask questions later mentality works in the military, does not work in the home life. Living every day like every decision is possibility of life or death works in the field, but doesn't work in home life. The transition for everyone is hard, and there is no field manual. In our opinion, because I speak for you, HIT programs are the Stronger Together field manual.
Just like to take a minute at the end here to thank a bunch of people, Heroes in Transition and Cyndy, for making this opportunity possible. To the veterans and military families out there, it's your service that we honor, and it's the reason for our mission. And And thank you to the amazingly generous donors, supporters, and volunteers who make it possible for us to run these programs.
God bless you all.
God bless America.
Can I throw dessert on now? All right, dessert's up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a great honor and pleasure to have served you tonight, and we hope to see you again next year. God bless.